Hello, let me welcome you again to Lazarus Enterprises. I believe this is your second visit. Yes, so you've already met with the doctor and the nurse. Well, today should be a lot more enjoyable. No more talk of statistics and blood pressure and preservative solutions. So, as you know, today we're going to focus on the cosmetological aspects of your new body. As I'm sure the doctor mentioned, you have three main options. The first is our most economical and our most popular. In option 1, your consciousness is uploaded into our factory model. All factory models have the same face shape, modeled after a computer-generated amalgamation of all the races and all the different facial qualities. This creates quite a beautiful face, although some do find them quite eerie. So you can see the pictures here. I'm sure you've seen some on the street as well. Usually we do go with our more androgynous version, but if it does bother you, we have a generic male face as well, and a female face. So, as you can see, they still maintain sort of an android-like appearance. The skin is always silver. The eye color may be specified, however. So, you can choose from this chart here. As you can see, that's the one place where we do allow you a lot of flexibility. You can choose anything on the human scale, as well as some of our more unusual colors, such as the violet. So, one thing people sometimes worry about, that I'm here to reassure you about, is that your perceptions will remain nearly the same as before. You will be able to feel, taste, and hear with perfect clarity. In fact, these functions will be markedly improved over your human form. Though if you do find this troubling, we can also inhibit them to approximate your current state. What's that? Ah, yes, we get this question a lot. Yes, you still may be intimate with others, though some of the more complicated functions have been removed. For instance, your new body will not sweat. It cools itself via a series of silent fans. Still, you will be able to do almost any activity that you currently do, minus swimming, unfortunately. You can think of your new body as strongly water resistant. You can walk in the rain, you can take showers, but we do believe until we perfect certain techniques, it would be best to avoid complete submersion. Ah yes, it's all in that pamphlet there. And of course, you don't have to make a decision today. We prefer you not to. We prefer that you flip through it and take your time, because this is an important decision. Alright, you say this option probably isn't for you? Very well, but I must warn you, the second option is significantly more expensive. It requires months of growth time in the lab, the investment costs. Right, of course. Well, I'm glad that that's not an issue for you. So, this option consists of building, from lab-grown organic matter, essentially a clone of yourself. The brain is grown from scratch to match yours exactly. This is a combination of an organic process and a sort of complex 3D printing process. And then your consciousness is uploaded from the computer on which it is stored, or downloaded, I should say. Based on your specifications, the new body will be you at whatever age you choose. So we do have a limit. We cannot make you a child again, because as you know, the brain stops growing and developing, or doesn't stop, that is, until you are about 25. So for the sake of having a fairly stable brain, although it is plastic and changing all the time, we do limit the age range from 25 to 40. We can negotiate this for people over 40, but we do find that generally those customers would prefer to go back rather than to having a new body in their 60s or whatever age they are when they come to us. So the brain will then age normally too, so it is a question of, more time is probably better, so most customers do go down to the 25-year limit. You will retain all of your current memories. Your brain will just have the elasticity of a 25-year-old, as will the rest of your body. So it will age normally just as it did the first time round, with some additional memories. Well, some people, they do prefer a mortal body, like the second option. They just want a second go-around. Of course, the issue with the androids is that the body does not decay, and while that seems very promising to many, we have had a couple, we haven't been around that long, but we have had one or two of the androids actually asking to be shut down, which is, a complex legal process. This way you are aging naturally again. And of course, if you do, become worried as you grow older, there is always, you can always come back to us. And if you wanted to, you could go to option 1 at that time. Of course, yes, there would be the question of funds. Yes. The third option. Yes. Well, the third option is much like option 2, which we've just discussed, except that you may specify all features of your human form. So, as you can imagine, this is quite expensive, but also quite exciting. So, you may choose your future gender, your hair color, your eye color, your skin color, your height, your weight to some degree, though it will be affected by diet and exercise, just as it was before. Yes. So the way that works is that, we simulate the exact face on the computer beforehand, and then develop the organic form to match. So it's much like in a more serious way, many video games in which you design your character. There are a couple additional rules. One being that we do not allow for the purposeful cloning or copying of a celebrity or a historical figure. So this is to rule out some of the more fanatical people who might, search out our service. You can also not be a copy of anyone else in our database, or anyone else that we can prove exists to that exact degree. So, an example I can give is we had a man come in and want to have his new body be exactly that of his ex-girlfriend. So, as you can imagine, that is a fairly terrifying prospect, and we do want to avoid imitations of existing people. So, otherwise, most things can be accomplished. And there is actually an exception, which is that if you really would like to look like someone that you know personally, and they're willing to sign various requisite forms and pay a small fee, so if they consent, then we are able in some cases to do that. There's a limit. In other words, we couldn't allow five people to become the same person. It's a bit intimidating, and it also creates well, for one, we don't want sort of a clone army. Not to get too science fiction on you, but also just for issues of identity and ownership and things holding up in court that become a bit complicated. 2, of course, already exists, even 3 in cases, as we do naturally have identical twins and sometimes triplets. Alright, so moving on. You prefer this option? Alright. I must warn you. You can see the price chart there. It is variable depending how great your demands are. Certain features are simply more expensive to create. So, this is a fully customized process, and it is priced accordingly. But I see that you have been very fortunate, and I will be happy to help you pursue this option. Alright, since this is only a preliminary visit, one of many I know, we will not be developing the whole design at this time. However, I would like to take some basic notes, if you don't mind. Alright. So, what is your preferred gender? I see. Alright. And your hair color. Yes, in a general spectrum, there will be a range of shades to choose from. Okay, and remember, you will have natural hair, therefore, you can dye it just as you would in this life. So we'll look at a palette of more specific shades within that realm next time. Alright, so what about skin color? Again, a sort of general pale or dark, the skin you have now, and then we will refine it next time. Okay. And what about eye color? Yes, very interesting. We can do heterochromic eyes, one of each color, if that's what you'd like. No, you were just asking? Well, you do have time to change your mind. Okay. Now, a tricky question. What do you think your preferred height would be? For the sake of convenience of what our lab is capable of, we do have a bottom limit currently of 4 feet and a top limit of 7 feet for now. Yes. The issue with height and why I pause here is that while the other details are more superficial, this can of course affect the way that you interact with the world. If you adjust your height too much, you might find it hard to get used to in the first few years, given that your memories will match your previous body type. And of course, your reflexes will adapt, but it's just something to keep in mind. Yes, okay. You have a question? Ah, yes, we get that one a lot. Well, that is not in our basic survey, but you may discuss it with the advanced designer next week. Not to worry, it is quite a common question. Okay. And then next time we will also be looking at sort of a diagram of body types. We can't design in an obese form because of health concerns, or an unhealthily thin form, but you can, decide what degree of, what general body shape you would like. So we'll leave that for your next visit, and we should design a follow-up meeting as soon as possible so that we can prepare the lab, so that we can just give you, but we'll give you a few days to think everything over. So you certainly don't want to be rushed into a decision like this. Alright, so yes, what day next week would be good for you? Or is that too soon? Ah, yes, next Thursday afternoon. That's, let me see. Ah, yes, there's actually an open slot then at 3:30. Perfect. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. We do appreciate your business, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening.